Welcome to It's a Crime. I'm Linda, and today I have another update in the Gannon Stauch case. Gannon School honors Gannon's memory and more info on Letecia. There was an unexpected hearing on Friday, March the 12th, and there were also several documents submitted to the courts, and Letecia wrote another letter to the judge. But before I get into it, if you'd like to be part of the It's a Crime community, please click that subscribe button below and hit that notification bell to all. Please give this video a like and share this out where you can. Now, let's get into it. On Friday, March the 12th, a memorial wall at the school that Gannon attended in Colorado Springs was dedicated in his honor. He attended the 5th grade there. They have his picture posted as well as 2 quotes around the school emblem. "Gone yet not forgotten, although we are apart, your spirit lives within us, forever in our hearts." Author unknown. And "Every child you encounter is a divine appointment" by Wes Stafford. At Gannon's service last year, his teacher said this about him: "Gannon was nice, funny, caring, and a really good friend." One of Gannon's friends wrote a song for him and played it at this service. The song you hear playing right now in this video is the actual song this little boy made for his friend. He titled it Gannon's Song. His name is Tristan, and he said this about writing it: "I can express my feelings that I can't express just using words, so I just started making a song for him." And Gannon's story has touched so many people. Gannon was funny, he loved to tell jokes, he was kind, smart, caring, and he was an all-round great kid. He died only 11 years old. Now, Letecia was in court again on Friday, March the 12th, a week after her March 5th court date. And as we know, she is representing herself in this case. In the March 5th hearing, it was said that Letecia was provided with around 1,400 pages of core discovery in the case. There are 1,800 pages of the core discovery in total, and the grand total of the discovery is 26,101 pages to date. But Letecia stated that the jail confiscated those 1,400 pages and didn't return it to her, so she didn't have a chance to look at it. It's a good thing, though, she didn't receive it because it wasn't redacted and it had sensitive info on it, such as date of births, social insurance numbers, etc. Now, the judge told her that if she wants to contact people on there, she can. She just has to say who she'd like to call, and there would be arrangements made. Now, in a live stream that I did yesterday, which would be March the 16th, Scott Reich was on from Crime Talk, and we had a little chit-chat about this. And Letecia has the right to contact anybody on this list. She can contact Landon, she can contact Al, etc. However, the people on the list have a right as well. They can say either yes or no to talk to Letecia. So very interesting. If you want to check out that live stream, I will have that in the description below, or you can see it at the end of this video. So the judge then talked about tangible evidence, and he said to make sure that everything is photographed. Actually, he said to double check that everything was photographed. Now, Letecia stated that she only gets to go to the law library 1 time a week for 2 hours. But in the latest court hearing, it was stated from a jail official that she gets 2 hours of law library access twice a week. She does state that she's not sure how she's going to get through all of this information. But the judge does say part of the issues here is that you elected to represent yourself. Now, the advisory council stated that Ms. Stauch is in a cell by herself, and he fails to see why she can't have it printed off and given to her in her cell and read it instead of going to the law library only 2 hours a week. He said it's a tremendous disadvantage. Now, in that most recent hearing, jail officials stated that it's actually a security risk to have that amount of paper in someone's cell, and they said that they could hide things like contraband or weapons. However, they are given a property box that the papers can be held in, and the inmates are allowed to have it, and they're allowed to have up to 2 in their cell. Now, they said that there has been several occasions of other inmates where this has been an issue to have papers around, and it has presented security concerns. Now, Michael Allen, the district attorney, said that Letecia is a flight risk and mentioned how she uses common items to try and break through windows, etc. The judge says it has to be on paper in order for her to look at it from her cell. Now, they concluded in the March 5th hearing that the DA is to provide the redacted case core and drop it off to Mr. Tellini, who is the advisory counsel for Letecia. Then, on the 12th, they went back and a few things went down. First, Letecia refused to go to the law library on the 9th for her 2 hours as she didn't have anything to read. And Letecia stands and says to the judge, "Are you aware of why I could not go to the law library?" Or as she calls it, law library. Then she complained about not being able to get out from her restraints and use the computer. Side note, remember I talked about the possibility of her wanting to escape again and perhaps that she has a plan? Well, first thing that she complained about in this court hearing was about these restraints and not being able to access the computer. Now, a sheriff's office commander said she will not be in full restraints while in the library and that the jail can make accommodations so that she can complete her research. She was given the redacted core discovery and then some, and it was said that the DA didn't know anything about these extra papers. Mr. Tolini provided the discovery to Letecia, and then he said he also gave her case law about people who go pro se. He said it was under 100 pages. Now, the remaining discovery, as I mentioned, is 26,101 pages, and it was said that can be added to a digital drive and accessed in the law library. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The judge told Letecia that he got a letter from her, and he read it. And he said that she mentioned in there that she's being denied a right to an attorney. And the judge asks, well, do you want to still represent yourself? And Letecia says yes. He then says, that's why I'm asking this question, because you are dancing around this issue. That's what I want to be clear about. So stay tuned for the details on that letter. This isn't the first time she wrote the judge. So the DA's office mentions that they didn't get any notification about this letter and says something to the judge. The judge looks at it and says it's sealed, but it shouldn't be, and notices that there's a couple of other things that also says the same thing, where it's sealed and it shouldn't be. So he unsealed whatever was necessary. Now the prosecution said they plan to call witnesses from the FBI at the Proof Evident Presumption Great Hearing in May. Judge Werner said they would need to make a list by April 29th so that Letecia can review who the witnesses will be. Her next hearing is on May 20th. I will say, in my observation of Letecia, she is noticeably thinner. Now, if I had to estimate, I would say about 20 to 30 pounds lighter. And why this is important is because she did try to escape last summer and she talked about measuring herself for the window. So either she's not liking the food in jail or there's another plan in place. I really don't put it past her though. She has a history of pulling these tricks. Now in the court hearing, they also talked about Letecia being segregated from other inmates and what they call seg-all. They said all other inmates must be cleared from the hallways whenever she goes to the shower or she's in a phone call. Only the staff can be present. Now, as I said, her next court hearing is on May the 20th for a preliminary hearing. The pain she has caused for this family is excruciating. And if Letecia remains predictable, as it's looking like she will be, it's going to get worse before it gets better. But hopefully, it will be an outcome that we all hope for in the end. Let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what you think about what she's planning, or do you think she's planning anything? Let me know. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already. Please like and please share. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. He's back.